Hi, welcome to Real Estate Word of the Week. We're going to try something a little bit different this week. Let's talk about title insurance. That's something that most people have no idea what it is. And yet in every real estate transaction there will be a minimum of one title insurance policy issued by a title insurance company. The first policy would be the policy from the seller to the buyer. And it is the seller's policy ensuring that there are no clouds, what we call clouds on title. In other words, there's no one else other than the person who's selling the property who has any claim of ownership on that property, with maybe the exception of the current lender. And so the title insurance company does a search and they make sure there are no recorded deeds against the property, no recorded liens, say from a lawsuit, no unpaid taxes, and if those items are there, then they call those special exceptions. In other words, they would ensure that you have right to your property with the exception of those issues. And then when it goes to escrow, the escrow officer will clear up those clouds on title so that when you get it, you have complete free title. And then if someone should come along and say, no, I have ownership, and we find out that the title company missed something, then they would have to correct that issue in financial terms, either buy the other party out or do something to make sure that you maintain your clear title. That policy stays with you as long as you are in the house, or if you're to refinance. That policy would drop dead at the time of refinancing, and you would then have to get a new title insurance policy as the owner, which covered the lender. So then the second insurance policy on a purchase and sale would be the policy that the buyer buys for the lender if there is in fact a lender involved. So it is pretty much the same sort of coverage, but it's just ensuring the lender that there are no clouds on title and that they're safe to loan on the property. The title insurance policy that the seller buys for the buyer, as we said before, will run for as long as you live there or until you refinance. The title policy that the buyer buys for the lender, actually, as you pay off the loan, the title and policy also goes down. And if you paid off the loan, that title insurance policy would then disappear because the lender would have no interest in your property anymore. So the title insurance policy that the seller buys for the buyer is a little bit more expensive than the title insurance policy that the buyer buys for the lender. But as a buyer, you need to be aware that that is part of the closing costs that you would have if you had a lender. You would be required to pay for the title insurance policy for the lender. And if you're a seller, that's definitely a closing cost that you will incur, and that is the title insurance policy that you pay for your buyer. So I hope that made sense to you. A lot of people don't understand it at all, but it just covers your legal right to own and enjoy your property. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I look forward to meeting you soon.